archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling And I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always said when you find a donkey, ride it. What? Come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling I get everybody sells some every day. They're selling one island, they won't keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling
Whoa, girls, we outdoing it.
one rule for them, a different rule for everybody else. I could tell you about a house. I could tell you about a house where some things happened and your name was called, but I don't want to get into that. So just stay, just keep it, just relax yourself. Relax yourself.
Honorable
relax
members,
yourself.
honorable members. The chair recognizes the honorable member for Angliston.
Relax yourself. I was talking about.
Withdraw those comments forthwith.
Honorable members.
Withdraw them forthwith.
Honorable members, you would address the chair.
You're a nasty member of parliament. You are nasty.
I withdraw.
You are nasty.
Thank you, honorable member.
You are vicious and you're nasty and you're a liar. You are a liar. Don't call my name. Don't go there.
Honorable members.
I didn't call your name.
Listen,
do not give. Do not give if you can't take. Don't give.
You are a vicious politician.
I withdrew.
And you don't want to go there.
Honorable members.
Okay.
You don't want to go there.
So,
you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there.
Honorable members.
Mr. Deputy.
Don't get mixed up. No, mix me up ever in this house.
Mr. Deputy. Mr. Deputy, I think that, let me just say this before I continue, Mr. Deputy. All of us have reputations to protect, family members who are hurt by things I said. And so I want to say to members in this place, I wish to adjudicate the issues that affect the Bahamian people and not get into personal things. But if you want to come for me, do not try to characterize me in one way. You can do something and I can't. I have family, I have a wife, I have a daughter. I have family as well. So if you want to talk, just be prepared.
Honorable members,
okay?
honorable members.
Let's move on, but you don't want to dwell on that. Yeah.
Honorable members, you would address the chair and not each other.
Mr. Deputy, I'm here to litigate the issues on behalf of the Bahamian people, not to defend myself, but also not to lay down and be bruised and brutalized by any member of this House. Anyone. By any member of this House. The public would recall that Prime Minister Davis admitted that he misappropriated. Mr. Deputy?
Honorable members. Honorable members.
It is a despicable assault on the integrity and character of a member of this House. You rightly, see, I could get up there and say some things as well, but that's not honorable. Right? It's not honorable. And anything I say is fact-based. It is not no innuendos or is fact-based. It's not what I hear. It's not what I hear or what somebody told me, or is it right? And so it's left out there. Right? Anyone could interpret it the way they wish. Right? Anybody could interpret it the way they wish. And say, I can leave it there. What you gonna leave there? What you gonna leave there? And how you I mean, no, it's a deputy speaker, there's a what I call sometimes, we say things was that he had
had accepted funds personally donated by the then owners of the casino over at Paradise Island. The then Deputy Prime Minister, who happened to be the father of the now Member of Parliament for Angleston, got to his feet and challenged the Leader of the Opposition to produce the check that you said I took. And after some back and forth, they adjourned to allow him to bring the check. And when he came, he only brought the face of the check. Didn't bring the back of the check. So they adjourned again. They got the back of the check, and lo and behold, the Leader of the Opposition had not disclosed that the check was in fact endorsed to the Progressive Liberal Party and was not for the personal use of the dead member. So the House then determined that the only way to deal with that member was to move a formal vote of censure against the member for what he did. So I just say that for historical purposes because the House has an arsenal to deal with situations with. And then it's unjustifiable. I can say a lot of things in here, though.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The chair recognizes the Honourable Member for Marco City.
Again, the Prime Minister wishes to again elevate a matter that, in my view,
it's crazy, man.
He is not prepared to be balanced in his perspective. This side, Mr. Deputy, have said many things, some on their feet and some from their seat, all with the same impact. All with the same impact that's carried on these mics through.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. It is March 12th, and it is a Tuesday. And no, we're not live on Sunday today. We're doing this on Tuesday because of recent events that happened in the Capitol. I just want to make sure that we are live. I'm not getting it on one of one of my devices. So just let me know if you're live and if you're getting this, because I'm not getting it on my device. Let me just refresh and make sure. Okay, look. Yeah, I'm getting a I'm seeing text, but I don't see okay. Now I see it on there, but I see it's freezing and starting up on my device. Okay. Let me just refresh it. Okay, we're looking like we're good. Okay, perfect. Just had to do a little test there because I'm here alone on my own and I don't have anyone in the studio, so I don't have no one to check for me. So just wanted to make sure that was straight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I am back on the go. I'm back full 100. Last week, of course, we continued our work to fight for this one country that we have. We went into the Haitian village and I had to really fight what's going on there. The coal mines, sand, our wetlands, all of this is going on. And guess what the government is doing? Nothing. Guess what the environmental health and the Ministry of Environment is doing? Nothing. Guess what the police is doing? Nothing. The laws are only to be enforced against Bahamians. That's how they treat you in this country. That's it. The laws are only for Bahamians. But we're going to talk about that today. Today, we're really focused on NIB, but I just wanted to bring that up. I couldn't go live Sunday. The effects from the cold was and I guess when you mix that with the mold in that building I went into, it was something else. And but I'm here today, fully recovered, fully back in business. Someone told me that I should have worn a mask when I was dealing with that coal mine, because I went there every day that week, and I was there for hours. Excuse me, trying to make sure everything was in order. And eventually, it took its toll. You know, and a lot of people call and, you know, saying how they were concerned for me. And I appreciate the love. I really appreciate the amount of people who checked on me, especially, you know, that Sunday when I didn't go live. I really thank you. And there were some people who, even when I went live in that cold, the toxic fumes, people were calling me with concerns, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to thank you. But I'm a Bahamian. And I really want us to be concerned for each other. And my big concern was not just for me. My concern is for the people in those communities who have to live around that. Knowing that the government is doing nothing to help them because the government is complicit and involved in the criminal activity. Persons connected to the government are involved in the criminal activity, and therefore the fire truck, the police, the Department of Environment, everyone is being told to stand down, leave it alone, let Bahamians die, let Bahamians get cancer, let Bahamians get respiratory diseases, because they're making money while they're ripping everything from us, while they're taking every cent that we have, taking our land, destroying it, and they're taxing us to death. Bahamians, we have to stand up. Only one country we got, and this is why I fight. And so I stood in the middle of that smoke and flames. I stood in that heat and that coal mine. That was like an oven. It was like standing in an oven, because I was standing in the gap for you. I was standing in the gap for all of those Bahamians who have to live around that, who will call the authorities and nothing happens. One person told me they called the authorities and they got a threat. This is the country we've come to live in because we refuse to stand up and fight. Years ago now, I said to everyone, this is not just something I'm willing to live for. It's something that I'm willing to die for. This is a cause for which I'm willing to die. And I'm serious with that. And we have to take our country serious. It's almost gone. We have a small window to take this back. And I'm calling on all like-minded Bahamians to unite and to stand up. Put petty differences aside. Put your petty feelings aside. Put your petty offenses aside and stand up and stand together for this one country. Grab your shields and buckles. Grab your swords and spears and stand up and defend this one nation that we have before it is too late. We got one election. One more. After that, it's over. It doesn't make sense wasting your time after that. We got one more. But I'm still here and I'm still standing. And all I ask you is stand with me as I stand in the front and take the bullets. You see, there are not many people willing to risk their jobs, risk their careers, risk their business and companies. There are many people say, I want to run, but my family say, man, they can start, lying on you and digging up something and throwing mud on you, and it could be hard. We ain't want to take all that, nigga, dig up this and dig up that. Let someone else do it. And it's always let someone else do it until no one does it. And 50 years later, we're suffering. When we should have been rejoicing, when we should have been prospering, we are suffering, and it's getting worse and worse. What I ask you to do is stand with me. Stand. Please stand. Only one country we got. But we're going to do a expose on NIB tonight. And Jesus, my Lord. I don't even know where to start. I can't get through all of it in 1 2-hour session. But we're going to begin tonight. It's shocking. But I want to break this down and help you understand what is going on. But before I do that, just a couple of things. I just want to say, again, condolences to the whole COI family who have lost a gem. Is Marsha Marsh, who's with us from the beginning. And before the beginning. She was there from us from before the beginning and was here, when I was cooking, feeding hundreds of people in Pinewood every Saturday. She was the one doing 99% of the cooking. She was the wind beneath our wings, and we want to say thank you, and really gone too soon. Marsha's funeral is on Friday at 1 p.m. at St. Agnes Church, Anglican Church on Blue Hill Road North, and that is where I will be. And so if any members of COI want to join me, that is where I will be at 1 o'clock. Say goodbye to someone who contributed to this entire community and country. Goodbye, Marsha. We are going to miss you dearly. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a couple more things before we get started on NIB. And while you're waiting, please take the time to share this, because we need every Bahamian to hear exactly what's going on. And we're going to talk with documents in front of us. All right? So, here we go. Also, I just want to remind you that our convention is coming up on April 13th. Make sure you are there. If you're a delegate, make sure you're paid up. If you would like to help us fund our convention, you can hit us up at our office number, 804-4264, 804-4264. That's 804 for COI, 804 for COI. You can also hit me up at 803-5995. That's my number, 803-5995, if you want to help us fund our convention. But we also have a raffle. We are raffling a car. All right, we're going whole. We are raffling not a car, an SUV. We're raffling a 2021 Chevy Equinox. It is dealer certified. All right, 4-cylinder, 1.5, and it's the LT model. All right, this is a beautiful vehicle, and we're modeling that and a lot of other prizes, televisions, cash prizes, and other prizes. So there's a lot of prizes going on. So make sure you fund. You go and get your tickets. Everyone is texting me saying that car is theirs. They're claiming it in the name of Jesus. You can't claim it if you don't buy it. All right, you can't reap if you don't sow. All right, so this is a chance for you not only to support the movement, but for you to benefit from a brand new car. And if you miss the car, you may hit one of the other awesome prizes that we have for you. But it's a beautiful white SUV. Our colors are black and white. And so we chose a white SUV, and it is beautiful. I just want you to see this beautiful. The engine is flawless, nice, powerful engine. It's a beautiful vehicle bought directly from the dealer, and it's dealer certified. As you can see, that's what the sales and license plate is certified by the dealer. And so it's a beautiful vehicle. There you see the inside. So you can see it has low mileage. So it's a beautiful dealer certified vehicle. Get your tickets. You can get them 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, at our headquarters in Pinewood right now, or from one of our people. So this is a vehicle. As I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. It's flawless, and you are going to love it. I wish I could play and win, but I can't play and win. It's not for me, it's for everyone else. Again, there you are. It's a certified vehicle. And so you are going to love it. You and your family are going to love that vehicle. So get your raffle tickets, buy as many as you can, increase your chances of winning. You can also call the number, and you can you'll be able to, if you're on the Family Islands, you can call the number and you can go online and pay, or they'll send you the link so that you can pay from where you are, and they will enter your tickets for you and send your stubs there, or secure your stubs for you. By tomorrow, we're going to set it up online on our website so that you can buy the tickets right there on the website. All right. But for now, you can call that number, 804-4264, so that you can get your tickets if you're on the Family Islands. Okay. You can call or text the number, because, if they're on the phone, it's going to be hard to reach them. But you can also text the number, let them know you want to get your raffle tickets. All right. So looking forward to seeing who the winner is going to be. We are going to, they had originally planned to do it on April 1st, but we're going to do it at our convention. So we are going to release the vehicle on April 13th at our convention. So convention night, you're going to be able to be there and see it televised live as we have announced the winner of this beautiful vehicle and the other prizes. All right. So right at our convention, we're going to have the car there displayed, and you're going to be able to drive away with your beautiful car. All right. Or if you're on a Family Island, you'll be able to have your car sent to you wherever you are in this Bahamas. All right. So thank you so much for that. Also, I want to thank everyone who supported another beautiful South South here in Nassau on Saturday. But we're also going to have a South South on March 16th. In Grand Bahama. So, well, not a South Side, I'm sorry. They're going to have a cookout. They're going to have fried fish with corn and dinner roll. But they're going to have steak and chicken also, I think, at the Nayo's Grace Center. And so you all in Grand Bahama know exactly where that is. And so you can go down there, and we're going to have a wonderful cookout. So you're going to have steak and fish and chicken. So, they don't have a number on here for someone to call, but if someone who's a part of it is watching, you can post it right here live so people can know who they can call if they want to get tickets, or they can just show up. All right. So you got all of the announcements, I think, out of the way. Oh, we are going to be in Abaco tomorrow and on Thursday. All right. So we have our branch elections tomorrow and on Thursday. So feel free to join us. I don't have the information for exactly where we're going to be located. But of course, just check our Coalition of Independence or Bahamian Evolution pages, and you can get that information on there. All right. So we're going to be in Abaco tomorrow. So come down and you can see me, and we're going to continue this fight. Someone said, oh, Lincoln has gone quiet. This and that. No, we have not. We have not gone quiet. Of course, Christmas, you don't do politics at Christmas. In December, but on January, we was on the plane fighting and doing what we have to do representing our country. And we continue. We continue to fight and defend our nation. All right. So let's get started. I've already been going for half hour, and we haven't even started yet. All right. So I want to start this with a serious quote right there. Everybody read that. Just take your time and let that sink in. Because I want you to spend some time with me tonight. They say sometimes, you got to do little short videos so people could stomach it. No. You need to understand what has been happening with your NIB money. You need to understand what has been happening to you in this country. You need to understand. All right? Because if you don't understand what's going on, you're going to continue to go down the rabbit hole that we've been going down. This Bahamas is becoming a failed state. That is the definition of a failed state that is going across your screen. That is the definition of a failed state. Look at that and then think about the Bahamas. A country whose government is considered to have failed at some of its basic responsibilities, for example, keeping the legal system working correctly and providing public services. That means electricity, water, education, hospitals, etc. They are failing at some of its basic responsibilities and keeping them working correctly. We have a legal system that is not working correctly. The Commissioner of Police keeps complaining. We have public utilities, electricity that isn't working correctly, water that isn't working correctly, education that isn't working correctly, hospitals that isn't working correctly. We are a failed state. And the reason we played those videos for you was to show you where we are. You know, people like to say that politicians lie, like the FNM and PLP keep lying to us. Yeah, they are lying to us. They are deceiving us, but they're telling the truth, and you're not listening to the truth that they're telling you. Yes, they are deceiving you in many different ways, but they are also telling the truth. How is the PLP and FNM telling the truth? They're telling the truth because every day you watch the news and they are telling you how corrupt, crooked, and incompetent they are. The FNM comes out and says the PLP is corrupt, crooked, and incompetent. The PLP comes out and says the FNM is corrupt, crooked, and incompetent. They're telling the truth. They're telling the truth about each other. And the problem is we're not listening. The PLP and FNM are telling you that they are no good. They are telling you the truth. And all you got to do is listen. We don't have to say it. We don't have to have anything to say. Just listen to them. They are standing up every day in the House of Assembly and telling you that they are corrupt, that you should not trust them. They are providing evidence against each other, but you're not listening. They are telling you the truth. That's what they're telling you. Now, I'm going to segue from there. Well, before I do that, I'm going to do a special show on BEC to talk about what's going on. We've been doing investigations on BPL, and I guess we'll touch on that on Sunday. Today is NIB, BPL is Sunday. We got some videos, we got some documents, we got some stuff. See you Sunday on BPL. Now, this here is what we're dealing with today. The National Insurance Board. What is the definition of a Ponzi scheme? What's the definition? The definition of a Ponzi scheme is a type of investment fraud in which investors are promised big profits at little or no risk. All right? Let me stop right there. Now think about NIB. And this is why I say there's so much similarities between NIB and a Ponzi scheme. Think about this. NIB, you were promised that you would get paid for the rest of your life, for your whole retirement, if you just give them a couple dollars. You heard what is his name? Alfred Sayers was saying in the House of Assembly, we're just raising it a few dollars. It is a few dollars. And then you're going to be secure for the rest of your life. And so that's what they were promising. It's like a Ponzi scheme. Listen to more. Right? Little or no risk. Just pay some money and we going to ensure that this is going to be there for you when you retire or when you get sick. But is that happening? No, there's no guarantee. We'll talk about that some more. The money is not invested. Interesting. Rather, the scam artist concentrates on attracting more investors. Growing the number of victims is needed to pay out the supposed profits being distributed to early investors. Oh, now let's think about NIB. Let's think about that. They now need to attract more investors. What is happening in the Bahamas? Classes in session. Right now, they are opening the borders. First, they started talking about they need more NIB money, right? Okay. And what do? They increase minimum wage. What happens? Automatically, they make more money from NIB because NIB is a percentage of your salary. What else do? They open the borders. And what's the first thing they're doing with these people? Making sure that they come in, they get their papers, and they're paying their NIB. Sign up for NIB and pay your NIB. That's what all of the Haitians that we spoke to are saying in the shanty towns. So they're trying to make more money for NIB. But why? So now they're getting more people to contribute to this Ponzi scheme, because just like most multi-level marketing that are Ponzi scheme, all of them aren't, or pyramid schemes, I should say. This thing, most pyramid schemes, eventually you run out of people. And so the FNM and PLP, who have been running this scheme, are running out of Bahamians to suck money from. And I'm going to show you exactly how they've been sucking your money and what they've been doing with it. And so now they need more people to be able to come in so that they can suck this money and do with it as they will, with little to no accounting. NIB, in my opinion, as described, is a Ponzi scheme. I'm going to show you some things tonight, if you will stay with me, because some people are going to start getting sleepy around 10 o'clock. But if you would stay with me, I'm going to show you some things that is very disturbing. I believe that they've been deceiving you, kind of cooking the books. It's not making sense. It's not adding up. And so we're going to talk about this today. All right? And so you would remember that myself and Maria Daxon did a whole special where we showed you some of the things that they were doing with the NIB funds. All right. I don't want to play those videos back for you, but you can go and watch them at any time that you want. We showed you the documentation, the actual deeds to where NIB bought derelict mansions, derelict buildings, all right, condemned buildings, and they were paying security guards, they still are, to be at those buildings to protect these derelict buildings that they had no intention to do anything with. And they've held on to these buildings for years. And they paid millions of dollars for these buildings. And that's a waste of our funds. I won't go back into that now because I want to touch on some other stuff. But they were also using our money to buy other buildings that they can make no money from. They were buying building clinics and doing other stuff with our money. They were building buildings. They were building education buildings, AG office. They were building different buildings in the country that we can't make any money back from. And you would think, why would you take our money that's supposed to be there when we retire or when we're sick or when we need it and build buildings with it? Yes, insurance money has to be invested. I'm going to break down with the documents. I have the documents. I'm going to show you exactly what they've been doing and how they've been investing. Yes, they've been investing this NIB money, some of it. But I'm going to show you that tonight. So you all just hang on. You all just hang with me tonight and you're going to understand. And so, yeah, it have to be invested. But why you building buildings with our NIB money? It's because it's another way to rape money from NIB, because you use the money to build a building and you give one of your political cronies the contract and he gives you money under the table. And so he gets money, you get money, the party gets money, everybody except the Bahamian people is happy because the Bahamian people are going to have to pay for this later. I'm going to show you all of this. And so that's really how they operate. So when you see them taking NIB money to build all these buildings and do these different stuff, it's the way to suck the money out of NIB and give it to themselves through their cronies who are willing participants in the scheme. Okay? And so that's why they give the money to their political cronies, because most of the time they make an agreement under the table. You're going to give, you're going to get this, and we get that, and that's the deal. Hike the price up. So you get yours and we get ours. And that's how they rape NIB. And now you are going to have to pay for how they raped NIB. And it falls in your lap. And so they bought derelict buildings. That example, we showed you some of these properties were in like Hubert Ingram name. And you saw, if you saw in the video, you saw where Hubert Ingram's son came up and said that this property over here was Ingram and Christie. And so why would a property be for Ingram and Christie and then you buy it? Why would NIB buy a property from the government in another instance? Why is this happening? Because it's a way to rape money from NIB. And you can legally cover it up. This is where the majority of the problem lies. Now let's go on a little trip. Let's go on a little trip in time. Let's jump in our time machine and let's go on a little tour back in time. All right. This is going to be an interesting trip back in time. So we're going to go back to the year 1978. Are you ready for the year 1978? Well, if you're not ready, too bad. We're jumping in the time machine. Come in this time machine with me. And let's go to the year 1978. Make sure you share this with your friends and family and jump on board. Get in the bus. So this is NIB's website where they disclose many things. And on here, you can see that we have gone back to their reports of the year 1978. This is NIB. So all of this is their words and what they have to say. And if you go to this website and you look, you can see all of the information, but they know that most Bahamians won't read, etc. All right. And so back in 1978, you can see the numbers. Okay. Total contribution collected during this period amounted to $70 million. Over 14.8 million was paid out as benefits. So they collected 7 and they paid out 14.8. Wow, that's good and healthy. I love that. All right. And they say the reserves stood at 107 million. Okay, great. So let's go to the next year. So we skip down the next period because that period was from 78 to 80. So now we're going to go from 1981 to 1983. So this is the next period. All right. And so if you go down to the bottom here, you will see the contribution collected over the 3-year period amounted to some 77 million. 34 million was paid out. Okay, so good profit. All right. And the reserve fund stood at some 161 million. So it's grown. So a good, healthy growth. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we go to 84 to 86. And as you can see, I'm going to go straight to the bottom where it talks about the money. And you can see here, it says the countries collected were over 130, make it big for you, 131 million, and over 63 million was paid out as benefits. Wow, lots and lots of profit, okay? No investment, no nothing needed. All they did was collect and pay out, all right? The reserve fund stood at over 306 million. It was growing every single year. Wow. I wonder what went wrong. Here again, it was growing. So I'm going to go straight down to the bottom. Well, I want you to notice something this year. You notice that they started this habit of spending stuff. They constructed 7 community health clinics with our money, funds. 10 million was moved from the medical benefits branch to build several clinics. All right. And so this is when the habit started. of spending our money to do these stuff. Oh, why was this stuff happening? Well, let's just keep going. During this period, 3-year period, they collected 168.3 million and paid out 84 million to benefits and assistance. Nice. And it grew to almost $500 million, $500 million, 448.6. Nice. So in a couple of years, it's been growing. So here we go again. It's growing. So what do we have here? As of December 1992, the reserve stood at 600, so it's grown again, 604 million, and it went 189.6 million. Growth, wow! And they took in 189 million, and they spent in benefits, etc., 170 million. Nice. This is powerful. This is some good stuff. They opened up a bunch of offices. And in the meantime, now notice, they were spending a lot of money. They were opening offices everywhere, you see? They were expanding, opening offices, doing all kinds of things. So they were also spending money, yet they were still growing. So a lot of money was being spent. So I don't want you to sleep. See here, Abaco, Andres, Bimini, they were expanding. San Salvador, putting offices everywhere. All right? But they were still growing. Now here they didn't say how much was in and out, but you can see they made more money because now they went to $731 million by 1995. All right, so the fund kept growing. You're going to go to 96 to 98, and again, got all this stuff. They're still doing a bunch of stuff. A lot still going on, but look at that. The reserve now is at $891 million. Look at NIB grow. This is phenomenal. Look at that. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to move fast. I got some stuff to show you. We got to look at documents now. They've seen the documents yet. Here we go. So the reserve, so they stopped telling you how much they spent, how much they didn't spend, but here we go. The reserves, this on the Ingram now. He stopped telling you how much they spent and what they ain't spent. So Ingram started to act a little shady. All right, but they told you the reserve stood at over $1 billion. So by the end of the year 2000, the reserve went to $1 billion. We started out at 107 million, and now it stands at over $1 billion. So what's all this talk about we need this and we need that? What went wrong, Bahamas? And there's documents. Now here, we'll go straight down to the bottom. Let's look at this again. The next year it went to $1.1 billion by the end of 2021. But here's where the funny talk started. And this is on the Ingram now. This is on the Ingram. Remember, Ingram stopped telling you what goes in and what goes out. And they were preparing for something in the future. And, they talk about the completion of the clinic at South Beach. So NIB money built that. And there's so much things. If you go through this, you're going to see what all NIB money was spent on. A bunch of things. So I don't know why they built a clinic. What do we get back from that? All right. But anyway, they did an actuarial review, the 7th one. And in this actuarial review, the main findings were as follows. If the present contribution rate of the benefit provisions are maintained, the National Insurance Fund will be exhausted by 2029. What? Should this occur, the contribution rate would have to be increased to 17% and then gradually thereafter to over 25% for NIB to continue meeting its benefits commitments. What? Hold on now. This thing is growing to now over $1 billion. This was a unicorn. It grew to over $1 billion. And all of a sudden, they start this funny talk about, it's been growing, it's blown up. There are not many companies in the world that were able to grow to $1 billion company that fast. This grew to $1 billion in reserve. And all of a sudden, they're talking this funny talk about they will have to increase it to 25%, over 25%. And look, that's exactly what Brave and them is doing. This right here, this is strange. This is strange. It's under Teresa Moxie, etc. And then afterwards, Shane Gibson took over. This is the PLP and F&M working together. And then afterward, you see who's there? Philip Brave Davis. So Ingram passed it over to Philip Brave Davis because Ingram took this over at one point. And so they started this funny talk that this company that is growing, making pure profits, and growing, they're saying it's going to actually have to go to over 25%. That's nonsense. Why? What's going on here? Stay tuned. Make sure your family watching. And so let's keep going. Here we go. 2005, Shane Gibson is there. Wait, how much money was made? No, they're not going to tell us. 2005? No, Shane, that's a secret? Oh, it's a secret. No word on where it went after that. So they started all of the funny talk, and then all of a sudden, they wouldn't tell you what was made. They wouldn't even tell you for this period, 2003 to 2005, they wouldn't even tell you where it stands. So everything just goes dark. Are you all seeing this? Okay. Okay, Shane Gibson, we see you. All right. So they built a health community center in South Antris, groundbreaking for new community clinic in Inagua. So they spending our money. Oh, wow. And they're doing a bunch of stuff. Well, let's go to 2006. Since Shane Gibson want to keep secret, what we're going to do is we're going to vote them out, and then we're going to bring back Ingram so you could have better again. That's how the Bain people felt at the time. All right. So now let's look and see if we can see something. Oh, now they're telling us again. The reserve stood at 1.56 billion at this time. It's the end of 2008. So the reserve is growing and it's in full profit. Why all the funny talk about raising this thing to 25%? That's ridiculous. And so let's keep going. I want you to see this. Okay, 2009 to 2011. All right, so more using the money, spending. Okay, good. But even with all the spending, all that stuff, it grew to $1.6 billion at the end of 2009. Okay, what's the problem? All right, okay. Let's keep going, Bahamas. Let's keep going. All right, let's go to the next one, the last one that they're presenting here. And so then they go to 2012, okay, nothing. All they say is they opened some clinics. The official opening of the Paul L. Alley building on John F. Kennedy Drive on March 2015. Oh, y'all built the Paul L. Alley building with our money? Okay, that's the Attorney General office. Okay, so you take our money and build it. How do we benefit from that? Okay, we got robbed. You built the Abaco Marsh Arbor healthcare facilities on March 2016. And you built an Exuma healthcare facility with our money in 2016. Oh, wow. So you took our money and was doing all this building, those that I just listed, plus some other stuff. This is concerning. This is very concerning. But we got some more to talk about. So let me pause there for a second. So for everyone watching this, they were taking NIB money, the purpose of NIB was to provide monies for us. When we are sick, when we have time off from work, when we retire, it's a safety net. But instead, they build the Attorney General office. They build all kind of other buildings with our money. We don't benefit from that. But hang on, it's about to get deep. We're now going to look at some interesting financial documents. Some interesting financial documents. So I'm going to take you into the twilight zone. And so we have some financial documents from NIB. So the documents start rolling out, but then we have these documents. So let's go and look at them. Make sure you're sitting down if you're watching this. Make sure you're sitting down. So the document in front of you right now is NIB's 2019 report. All right, 2019 report. So this mostly covers 2018 or so, I guess. This is their official report. This is their document. So we're going to analyze this and some other documents, so we could actually see exactly what has been going on. So we could get a good understanding of what's been happening, because something is seriously wrong. How could you go from making all this profit, expanding to a multi-billion-dollar company or a billion-dollar company, and you need to start getting more money from the new people to pay off the old people? That's a Ponzi scheme. If you got to get more money to pay off the old people, that's a Ponzi scheme. Something is wrong. Let's kind of dig into this and let's see what's wrong. And then y'all can decide if we're going to keep it that way. It's 2018. Brenton Roll was there and all these other people. You can see the board. Michaela Barnett, Charles Seeley, Gina Sweeting, Albury, and all these people were there. All right. So they had all those committees. Let's keep going. Let's start going to some numbers. Okay, here. Some interesting numbers that we're going to go through. Now, net contribution income. So persons paid into NIB $287.1 million. $287.1 million. That's how much we paid in 2019, the last time they really gave any figures. All right. Investment income. So they got money from investments, $68 million. Nice. Benefits expenditure, $311 million. But we're going to break that down. So they made more money than they paid out in 2019. So again, what's the problem? But I'm going to break this down for you. All right. Administrative expenditure was $51 million. How much money they put in their pocket? So that's like around 18%. Goes 18% of what you paid in and what was made goes directly to paying for stuff, to salaries and that kind of stuff, right? And so let me show you how much reserves they had. Year-end reserves, 1.7 million. Year-end investments, 1.4 million. Interesting. All right. So let's keep going. Now here, long-term payments, retirement benefits. This is what they're saying they're paying out. Retirement benefits, all right? $195.3 million. That's what they paid out. So, and all invalidity benefits, 14 million. Survival benefit, 22 million. Old age, 51 million. So, come on. Old age, non-contributory. So, I mean, you didn't contribute. 55.1 million, sorry. Invalidity assistance, 8 million. Okay, that's $246 million. Okay, not bad. But they made more than that. Let's keep going. Because when I started adding these up, it wasn't really adding up to me. But I'll come back to that. All right. Let's go. No, let's do some math here. Let's stop here and do some math. I want to do this with you. All right. The retirement benefits, they're saying 195.3. I think I'm going to grab a calculator for you. Yeah, let's just grab a calculator. We got a calculator handy right there. Let's grab a calculator. Here we go. And so they said, let's grab the numbers. Hold on. Yeah, so 195.3. Okay, I'm gonna do this up a little bit. Million. All right. Divided by, they're saying they paid that out to 200. That's this number right here. 200 and, sorry, 27,000 persons. 27,000 persons. 27,747. Let's look at that. Okay. They're saying that's for the year. And so now let's divide that by 12. Oops. It's divided by 12. They're saying they pay out $586 to persons for retirement benefit. I don't know. Most of the people I hear that get their retirement benefit say they get $200-$300. I don't know about this. All right. I'm going to leave that to you. I'm just playing with the numbers. You decide. Because if people really get $200-$300, the majority of people, where's the rest of that money? All right. So yeah, let me find out some people on here. Let me y'all tell me. The majority of people or the median of people make almost $600 from NIB. Their checks, NIB checks, is $600. You just let me know. Yeah, put in the comments. Let me know. Let me see what you say. The majority of people get about $600. As far as you know, most of the people I hear, the old people I talk to, they say $200-$300. That's what they get. So let me know. Y'all type in the comments before we go on. Type in the comments. What do you know most people to get? Well, I can't see the comments. All right. Type in the comments and let me know. I can't see the comments yet. Let me refresh my screen. So I'm gonna say no, sir. No, sir. Okay. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't want to put anything out there or they say I'm deceiving people. But this their numbers. When you divide it, is that what people are getting? Y'all have Grammys. What your Grammy getting? I heard $200-$300. Where did this $586 almost $600 a month NIB pension come from? All right, so let me know because if that's wrong, that means someone could possibly be cooking the books. All right, so I'm not saying that, but you look at that. You look at these numbers. You look at what your Grammy get, and you tell me what the situation is. All right. So I ain't seeing much of the comments. Let me go on my other device because this one look like it freezing up. All right. Let me go on another device. All right. So, all right. Someone says about 200 and 300. Okay, now I see it on my other screen. No, my auntie is a former teacher and she gets a little over 300. Wow. All right. So they, based on what they are claiming in here, this is from 2018. They been paying out that. So maybe someone cooking the books and maybe the rest of that money going somewhere else. Maybe this is why they need to keep raising this. Where's the rest of this money going? So let's look at what people get like when they have invalidity benefits or whatever. I know there's some people on invalidity benefit like you can't, you're injured, you're hurt or whatever. Let's see what that is. So invalidity benefit, 14.5 million. So let's type that in there, 14.5 million divided by, they said they paid that out to 2,797 people, 2,797 people. Let's look at the numbers. So they're saying that they paid out each person is getting 5,184. So that's obviously for the year. So that's divided by 12. And so they're saying invalidity benefits, they're giving out $432. Now, the people I know on invalidity benefit gets $100 and $200. So again, You guys correct me, and you tell me what is what. All right, because I could be absolutely wrong. All right, you guys tell me. Yeah, put it in the chat. What do you know? Anyone on invalidity benefit? Do they get $532? All right, do they? Just their numbers. Is that what the norm is? And so while waiting for your answer on that, I'm gonna go to survivor's benefit. Survivor's benefit. Um, yeah, survivor's benefit. So they paid out 500 and numbers don't lie with Bamish 1,000 a month. Right. So all right. So survivor's benefit. So I guess when you die, I know this number to be about $1,500 if someone in your family dies and you get a lump sum, right? The survivor's benefit and grant. All right. So let's look at that. Let's see what this number is. Again, I don't want to put no numbers there myself. 22. I want you all to just see the numbers and you come to your own conclusion. Whatever conclusion you come to, that's on you. But I'm just showing you this document because other politicians won't show you this kind of stuff, and you come to your own conclusion. So survivors benefit is the number to the bottom there, and they are saying that they paid 22.3 million, and let me see. Yeah, 22.3 million. Oh, you can't see my calculator. I just realized that you can't see my calculator. I thought you could see my calculator. But anyway, I have it on my screen. And they paid it out to 5,788 people. So divided by 5,788. All right. And that is, they saying they pay out $3,852 for survivors benefit. All right. And so, again, some of these could be, averages up and down, but I think the majority of people will be down, not up. But I think this is worth looking into the books more properly. But you look at that because I think we ignore the numbers too much and you come to your own conclusion. But I want to get more deeper into some other stuff. I want to get deeper into this document, if you will. Going to go through this and then start looking at the actual numbers. All right. PricewaterhouseCoopers is a reputable accounting company that actually did the numbers on what's going on. They actually did the numbers. And so I'm going to go through these numbers with you. So the numbers you see are in the thousands. So that means you add 3 zeros to whatever number you see. And that's what the number really is. All right. And so this is interesting. When you start looking at these numbers, let me make this big for y'all. Big. You're saying that at that time, cash on hand at the banks was 35 million. That's this number right here. Receivables and advances, 134 million. But I want to go down here. Equity, securities, sovereign. It's interesting. Government, let me highlight that. Government registered stocks. Hold on, wait. NIB money is going into the government to pay for government registered stocks. Did you know that? That means they're paying for government stocks, government bonds, etc. And that's where most of their money is going. Look, this is 544, might as well say 45 because it's 0.9, $545 million in government stocks. Okay, government Bahamas $B notes. That's another $4 million. But wait. They have $500 million, more than $500 million in government stock. So NIB is taking, so the government is taking our money and then loaning it to the government, just giving it to them so they can hold on it. That ain't bad in itself, but I can show you what seems to be happening with this money. All right? Because they are taking the money from us. Sorry about this thing that pop up on the screen. They are taking it from us, giving it to themselves, and the question is, are they paying that back? Or when it comes due, do they keep pushing it forward and pushing it forward? And then taking more money and pushing it forward. And because they're not giving us, because they're not paying it back, eventually they don't have real money because it becomes like a Ponzi scheme because they keep pushing it forward. So when you saw them saying that they had a lot of money that was due, that had to be paid out, these hundreds of millions of dollars that were due in the years, I'm going to show you all these documents, a lot of that was due to NIB. A lot of that was due to NIB. See this figure here? These figures are due to NIB, some of them. All right? So that's interesting. Some of their money also goes to U.S. Treasury notes. Some went to Barbados. They put money in Barbados. They put money in the Cayman Islands. They cash out on that, and Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Corporate. Now let's look at this, because I'm going to show you some details on where the money actually goes. You're going to see exactly the companies that they've invested in with our money. I think it's their companies. Stay tuned. Certificate of deposits, 142 million. It's a big amount. Bahamas Mortgage Corporation, oh, they gave them 95 million. So they're taking our money and using it for the mortgage corp. Okay. Nassau Airport Development Company Limited, 88 million. Oh, they use our money for the airport. Education Loan Authority bonds. So they're using it for the scholarships, $46 million. Okay. Bahamas Development Bank bonds. So Bahamas Development Bank, they gave them 37 million. So it looks like they running the whole country from NIB. So all these stuff they doing, they running it through NIB. They taking our money to do our stuff with. This ain't taxpayer dollars. They take, okay, Bahamas Development Bank, oh, we're going to give you development loans, etc. But that you use not NIB money to risk to do that. Bahamas Power Light Limited bonds. So in other words, this money go to BBL, $25.888 million. The BBL, you take our money to give to BBL? Our NIB money? Bahamas, are y'all watching this? Preference shares, Clifton Heritage. Okay, they did Clifton Heritage. The Clifton bond, that's a good thing. What? Almost $8 million. Latin American Investment Bank, okay. Loans to Bahamas government entities. What? $27.2 million? This is loans. See there? Let me make this big for you to see this. They touching the money. This is why there's no money there for you. Because the question is, are they paying this back? Loans to Bahamas government entities, $27 million at that time. Probably more now, because they're not accounting now. The bridge, oh, they took our money for the bridge. See, the bridge authority bonds, they took our money. $1.8 million is where it's at now. Fidelity Bank, oh, okay. The College of the Bahamas, 1.2. Public Hospital Authority, guess they were doing some stuff there, $9 million. They taking our NIB is doing everything. Alive? Be alive? Wow. 1 million. Jesus. This is serious. This is serious. Total investments, 1.4 million. I'm going to break this down some more for you. All right, just watch the numbers. See, politicians lie. Numbers don't lie, but politicians lie. All right, liability is. Let's keep going. Keep staying. Hang with me. You can see some stuff in a minute. All right, reserves, total liabilities. All right, signed off by this company. All right, income. Let's keep going. So that year they got 166 million from employers, from insured persons 1 was 16, self-employed $6 million. So it's some big money they're managing. All right, it's some big money. Gonna keep going. Total income $357 million. I repeat, total income $357 million. $357 million. Now, okay, let's page 33. Let's go back and see how much did they pay out? How much did they pay out in benefits for that year? Sorry, I'm flipping through. How much did they pay out in benefits? Because they're saying 300 and okay. In total benefits, they paid out for 246 million. 246 million. Okay, let's go back to 33. So where it is. But the total contributions, employers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Total net income from contribution is 287. So what's the problem? And that ain't the income from investment yet. All right. So when you add the income from investment, that's 357 million. Why do you need to take our NIB to 25% of our income? Is anyone else seeing this? So 257 million is what they paid on contributions, but the total income is 357 million. That's almost 100 million difference. Why do you need to hit us again? You want to touch the money? All right, let's keep going. So maybe if we keep going, we'll understand this better. All right, let's keep going through this. All right, so let's keep going. So they say total benefits expenditure 311, which is still less than what it is. Let's keep going. They have this sideways. I'm going to skip over that. Cash flow. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Cash flows from investing activities. All right. Let's keep going. All right. I want you to see something here. Let me see. All right. What's this number right here? Maturity, proceeds to maturity of certificate of deposit. Interesting. What's that? What's that? 139.45 million proceeds from certificates of deposit. Okay. But that's the proceeds. Now, let's go and see what happens here. Placement of certificate of deposit. So in other words, they get it in and send it right back out. They get it in. Did you get it? They get it in and send it right back out. Issuance of loans to Bahamas government entities. Wow. 1.3 million they lost. So they issued, I forget what the number is now, 20-something million, I guess, in loans to Bahamas government entities, as you saw previously. But now they got a negative number. Brackets mean negative. Negative? Hold on, wait. So up here, I'm seeing, okay, proceeds from sales of Bahamas government notes. Oh, proceeds of maturity of Bahamas government registered stock. So government registered stock. So all those, $500 million worth of registered stock. Proceeds on maturity of Bahamas government registered stock, 16 million, right? That's just on paper. But we don't see where this ever actually happens. I'm going to tell you why this is important in a minute. Proceeds on the maturity of Bahamas government registered stock, $16.8 million. But when you go down, what they do with it? Let's go back there. Up here, purchase of Bahamas government registered stock. 35 million. So in other words, they supposed to get 16, and then they borrowed another. They borrowed a total of 35, so they don't never pay back the 16 that they're actually supposed to get. They just go on paper and say, okay, we're letting the government another 35 million right here. You see what's happening? This look very Ponzi-ish to me. Very Ponzi-ish. This is strange. I know I'm going fast because only a certain amount of time I have, but there's some strange stuff. I just want to lay down the foundation, and then I'm going to explain it. I'm not going to open the phone lines too. I'm just going to lay down the foundation. But this is showing some very interesting things. So basically what you've seen so far is the numbers that they don't ever show you. Why don't they lay this out in the House Assembly? Why is this some big secret, deep, dark mystery that the Bahamian people aren't allowed to see? What are you doing with our money? What are you doing with our money? What are you doing with our money? I'm about to go to page 57 and page 63 so you could understand some stuff more. All right? I want you to stay with me. It's our NIB money, and this is why our NIB has to go up. Let's go. We're going to go to page 57 and then page 63. All right? Remember that and come go with me. 57 and then 63. All right? We got 1,400 people on here now. All right? Make sure you're sharing this. Stay tuned. All right. So let's skip over to page 57. So this is a bunch of information, document stuff. Let's keep going. I'm going to skip down. Some nice information in there where you could see something wrong. All right. But I'm going to skip over that and go straight to 57 and 60 to this page 56. All right. Let's go to 57. What's that? Cash equivalents, 57. Receivables. Finance lease receivables, 10 million. Rent receivables, 2 million. Value added tax receivables, okay. Other receivables, the Bahamas government. Other receivables, the Bahamas government. Hold on. That money that the Bahamas government have for them, they put it as receivables. What is this? So this isn't here as a loan. This is $86 million. It was 105 in 2018, but this is $86 million as receivables from the Bahamas government. This ain't from you who ain't paying or the workers who ain't paying. This isn't the loans to the Bahamas government or the bonds the government use as a legal means to take money out of NIB, which we now see is doing funding the Bahamas Development Bank and everything in the world that it shouldn't be funding. Other receivables. See, they just put it under one strange category. The Bahamas government, $86 million. Remember, this is in thousands, so you add 3 zeros to any number you see. $86 million in receivables from the government. What does that mean? Does that mean that the government isn't paying its NIB? What does that mean? Does that mean that the government just takes money out, or just owe money to the government? What does that mean? $86 million. Just what is that? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I just wanted you all to see that. Jesus. So their receivables is 134 million, but $80 is receivables from the government. They're seeing the loans, they're seeing the bonds. They find in every way to suck money out of this for their mismanagement of the tax money. This is the cash cow that they're able to get their hands on and do everything with that they shouldn't be doing. Building all kind of buildings to do whatever they want to do. That's what this is. $86 million. Let's read this. The numbers are in thousands, remember? So the other receivables include $36 million, which relates to, it looks like 1,000, but you have to add 3 zeros. $36 million, which relates to medical benefit and is in part supported by 2 promissory notes IOU by the Bahamas government dated May 5th, 2016 and March 20th, 2018 in the amounts of $25 million and $38 million respectively. The 3-year promissory notes bear interest at the rate of 3.7% per annum. The balance of these promissory notes is $26 million. A promissory note in the amount of $61 million dated December 1st, 2018 was issued by the Bahamas government to cover all outstanding lease balances. 2018, the promissory note shall be repaid within 4 years of issue date and bears interest at a rate of prime plus 0.25% per annum, currently 4.5%. So the government just been writing hey, give us some money, just write from promissory note. You can just do a little IOU, and we can let the Bahamian people pay for that anyway, so don't worry about it. And we can tell them, yeah, we just need to get more NIB money. We need 25% of your salary, but we're going to increase it gradually. You ever heard the story of how you boil a frog? That's what they decided to do to you. Let's just increase it gradually, and then they're not going to feel it. Let's just go out there and say, oh, it's only like $1 or something, which is a lie. But then kill you because of their mismanagement. This the numbers. The numbers. All right? Somebody saying that 262 people on Facebook. That's on my page. We're broadcasting live on many different pages. We're broadcasting live on 3 Facebook pages, 3 YouTube pages, LinkedIn, Twitter, I think Instagram, all kind of different platforms right now. We have, I can't see the total now because I'm on this screen. But I think last time I checked, it was 1,400 something people was on there at one time. All right. And it still should be more than that. All right. But here's the numbers. All right. Investments and share values. When you look at this document, this is a scary document. So I'm going to go to page 63 because I want you to see something. Let's go to 63 to see what they're investing in the Bahamas. Look at this. This is some serious numbers right here. Look at this, Bahamas. These are the investments that NIB is investing your money in. All right. So the first line is 2019. The line before the 2018 or something like that. All right. Oh, this is the amount of shares. All right. So that's the first line. So number of shares 2019, and so right here is number of shares 2018. I hope y'all can see this good. I want you to see who they give our money to. All right. So remember, you add 3 zeros to every dollar number you see. So Bahamas Waste Limited. All right. Bank of the Bahamas. They take our NIB money. This different than the 100 million that they stole from us. This different than that what they did with the Resolve, which is the other way that they stole from us. They gave a bunch of loans to PLP trolls and croonies, including Leslie Miller and other persons, and then made us pay that back. And maybe you all love that. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Like maybe, we just love the politician and they should be able to spend and do whatever they want to do and just rob us. Maybe that's fine with Bahamians. But I'm going to educate you and let you make the decision. And so they took our money from BOB. Leslie Miller alone owes $30 million, and he got the biggest mouth. In no other country that would even be allowed. $100 million they took from NIB and paid off, covered the loans of those political persons. Leslie Miller, Bobby Wilscombe, others. Come on, Bahamas. This can't be right, man. It's time for all of us to eat. It's mismanagement. They thought, you got to get a good crew of politicians, qualified people. Well, these fellas, how qualified are you? You can't even run a country. You got to rape NIB. Bank of the Bahamas Limited. That's $14 million in shares they got. $6 million. 6 million shares. Commonwealth Bank. Oh, okay. Okay. How much shares you got in that? $15 million worth of shares. Okay. Next one. Commonwealth Brewery Limited. Oh, so our NIB money is investing in liquor that is killing you. So you take in the NIB, which has to pay for your health, and you're investing in liquor that is taking your health. Maybe that makes sense to some of y'all. But should NIB pay for the liquor company? And that's the biggest shares they have. $23 million in shares in Commonwealth Brewery. The numbers help me make this big for you. See the numbers right there? Numbers don't lie. But this the cronies. You see, Commonwealth Bank, that's them. Commonwealth Brewery, that's them. Bahamas Waste, that's them. Oh, that's Brent, some of them. Okay. Bank of the Bahamas, that's their little piggy bank. Consolidated Water. See how much shares they got in that? Family Guardian. Oh, that's them again. Finance Corporation of the Bahamas Limited. First Caribbean Bank. Wow. Here we go. Freeport Oil Holdings Company Limited, aka Focal. Oh, that's all of y'all. So y'all taking our money and investing in Focal. Nice. Only in the Commonwealth of Narnia. Wow. So they're taking the NIB money and investing in their companies. And then telling us we got to pay more. We need 25% of everything. We need more. See there? So in total, they have invested in their companies $64 million. $64 million. So the government is raking money out of NIB, finding every excuse to rake money out of NIB, and then they take their companies and they pump money into their companies. So instead of them paying for inventory and whatever they need, whatever, they get free money from NIB, do business, and they're making free money. Their profits is free money because they got investment well from NIB. You see it? This is why we fight. Look what else. C-File. Oh, C-File. Oh, that's Anthony Ferguson there. Okay. Oh my God. All right. And so this is what's happening right before your eyes. So you see Commonwealth Bank here, 7%. Family Guardian, Fidelity, and Focal, totaling $136 million. They got 4.3 million shares of Focal in NIB, not dollars, shares. 4.3 million right there. All right? I guess it's your country. I just passing through. And again, I mean, trolls, don't hold me if I make a mistake on a number or slip on something or whatever. I just show in the numbers. And if I misspeak, I misspeak. But it's time for Bahamians to know what's going on. They keep us dumb in order to keep us poor and begging them. All right? Now look at all of this. Face value. Bahamas government registered stocks. Oh my God. So this is where the government just creates some bond, just creates a bond out of air, and then just gives it, sells it to NIB. So they just create a bond, which they can do. This is like printing money. They just create a bond out of the blue and then makes NIB buy it because they control NIB and they control the government. So they just create a government bond and say, poof, okay, here are some bonds from nowhere, just some paper we created. And we're going to take money from NIB and then give these bonds to NIB. What NIB gets? Just paper, because the government has no intentions of actually paying that back. And that's how they legally suck money out of NIB. And guess what? Most payments would have time to sit down for 2 hours and watch this and get their education. And most people won't be able to share this. And so they're going to continue to get away if we don't do something. So let's go. Investment in Bahamas government registered stocks have interest rates varying from, I can show you something interesting. It's important. Varying from 2.3 to 5.4%. All right? Varies. So let's see what we actually get. So yeah, they have some bonds that they've invested in. It's 2019 now, so it's worse now. It's worse. They just ain't been accounting. But I'm showing you what we could see. So this is 16,083 bonds. They got out to 2018 for $16 million, $16.8 million. They had another bond for 30,000 bonds, and that was worth $30 million. Let me see if all of the numbers are supposed to be. Okay, $30 million in bonds from this other one. All right. Another one, $180 million in bonds. 181 million dollars. And so that is due 2021 to 2025. Remember when they came to power, they said these bonds are going to now start coming due. So that particular bond, they say, is due to NIB. Notice they never told us that. They just say some stuff would come and do. They make it sound the government know this, and they make it sound they got to pay this to the boogeyman or the WTO or the World Bank. No, they got to pay that to us. They've been robbing us. And guess what they did? They just extended it. They just extended. Notice they wasn't sweating. They wasn't worried. They didn't really care. All they did when it come due, extend. So here it is. That was due. That one was due. You're supposed to get 0.2 prime plus 0.2%. All right, which is 4.25 to 4.81%. That's what you're supposed to get. 4.25% to 4.81%. All right, and that's due 2021 straight up to 2025. $181 plus million. So the next one is 100 and that's due from 2026 to 2030. $171 million. That's our money. All right, that's money the government just create a bond and just give it to them. Just take that money out of there and telling us we got to pay that. This is the next one due from 2031 to 2035. That's another $88.7 million. It's the numbers. There's another one, $66 million. That's a total of $538 million in I'm going to call them fake government bonds on paper they just created to just take money out of NIB. And they said the interest from it is $6.126 million. Hold on now. $538 million, and the interest is $6.12 million. Well, what kind of funny math is that? What percentage is that? How much interest did we get? 6.126. So what percentage is 6.126 of 553? That ain't even 1%. Let me tell you what the percentage is. 1135. That's what y'all get. So we can do this little funny math, do some little funny paper to just take money out of NIB, and we can make sure you only get 0.001135%. You want me to say that again? 0.00, so not 1%, not a 0.1%, not 0.01%, 0.001135%. So just so in case the government giving itself interest-free loan, they never plan on paying that. And then they put the interest and the $538 million together to say that they should get $544.9 or $545 million, worth $1 billion from this. You know what? Don't worry about it. The Bahamian people are going to pay that. Don't worry. We will never, because our companies have an interest, we will never let this get in the media. We will never let people hear what Lincoln has to say, because only him is going to speak out against this. All these other companies, all these other media companies, and all these other oligarchs are tied up in this. They have money there too. So they can't mess us up. They can't say nothing. Keep Lincoln out of the media. In fact, I spoke to a Haitian from the Haitian village, a fellow who had shown us where the gangsters are living now. And I had an interesting conversation with him. And because I didn't want to go back in the shanty town yet, in the cold kill that fast. And so I wanted to find out if it was still there. He said, Mr. Bain, say they didn't touch that. He said, in fact, they was there they tell us, just do what we have to do. Don't mind Mr. Bean. Don't worry about nothing. They say the PLP is going to try and say, you see what happened in the Trump? Say the PLP can do the same thing to Lincoln Bean. That's what they should tell me now. So they can find some ways to hit him with all kind of different things. So they can find some way to put scandal on him. They can discredit him. So you ain't got to worry about him. You know, I'm going to listen to him when we finish with him. This is what the Haitian man told me yesterday. So don't worry about him. You know, I'm going to listen to him. Say, we could put one money scandal on him. We done working on it. We could put some scandal on him. You know I'm going to listen to them. So they done already. They have a whole system that is invested in keeping you poor, in keeping you down. A whole system. This is NIB and some of the skullduggery. These numbers are so interesting. These numbers are so interesting. This here is the consolidated statement of accounts from 2013 to 2018. Again, it's in thousands of dollars, so you add 3 zeros to any number that you see. 2013, the total income was $316,000. Okay, nice. How much did they pay out in benefits? Sorry, I shouldn't have said thousand. 316 million. How much they paid out in benefits? 232 million. Total expenditures was 282 million. Okay, not bad. So there was profit. 2014, again, profit. 2015, again, they took in 366. They went out 303. What's the problem? 2016, $340 million. All right. Total expenditures 282, but in terms of payouts, it was only 274. What's the problem? It looks like the government just needs to make better investments, because they have the amount they're taking in investments. It was $86 million, $66 million, $107 million. So they just need, this is an insurance. You need better investments. But guess what they're doing? They are pumping all the majority of the investments into their companies so that they're making free money. Give the money to Focal, let Focal buy the oil, and then let Focal sell the oil to BPL and get the profits and give it back to Focal. So Focal didn't have to spend nothing. Is that what's happening? I think that's what's happening. My phone ringing. I don't know why my phone ringing while I live. Let me make sure my live is going. Hello. Good day. How you doing? Yes. No, I'm live. Okay. They didn't want to talk to me. Live. All right. So, are you seeing this, Bahamas? Are you seeing this? It's so much more I have to show you with all of this. This NIB is a complete and absolute ripoff to the Bahamian people. This is more documents that I have here, but I've been going for so long. There's more documents I have here. There's more documents I have here. This whole thing is shameful. There's a lot more I want to talk about, but while I want to get to those things, I want to get you in on this because we've been going. People start getting sleepy around 10 o'clock. Let me open the lines. 803-5995. You can call in. 803-5995 is the number. You can call WhatsApp call or regular call. 803-5995 is the number. So here's what it looks like. The money they claiming to make for investments don't seem to be real because they put in the money, they taking the money, they're giving the money to the government and then just keeping that money in the government and keeping pushing it forward, kicking the can. So when you saw them so relaxed when they say all this money is due, that's because they know they took that from us to do all these other things that have nothing to do with our benefits. And some people are going to say, but what you could do? What you could do? They didn't spend it. We got to pay it. Otherwise, it's going to crumble. No, they need to crumble. It doesn't have to crumble. They can make better investments. Because right now, it's a Ponzi scheme, in my opinion, where they have to increase it on your children in order to pay you in your old age. That's a Ponzi scheme. They need more and more money from the new people to pay off the old people. Make sense? That's what's been happening. 803-5995. Come here, call in. 803-5995. What do you have to say? Do you have a question? How do you feel about what you're seeing with NIB? Is this acceptable? Is this acceptable? You put the number up there. 803-5995. 1,434 y'all on here. Let me hear from y'all. Let me talk to myself. 803-5995. You make sure. Lean on silent, just ring. 803-5995. This is the National Insurance Board. This is where our money is going. One, they were finding every way to steal money from national insurance. One, they gave loans to themselves that they never intended to pay back from BOB, and then took our national insurance money to buttress BOB. You see? They're taking loans and ripping it and giving the government loans. You see? That's like, okay, we lost a person. They started the ring. 803-5995. You, an organization, and the organization, I can't even say this is like a criminal thing. I can't even make that a kind of legal thing. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, can you hear me?
I am awesome, and yes, I can hear you. And are you ready to pay more NIB?
I don't know why behavior's paying NIB. It doesn't make any sense. We gotta be the most idiotic people in the world.
We paying it so that Focal and these other companies can operate and make free money. We're paying it so all of these former prime ministers can make their own free money, and they can rape us and then increase it on us. And then they're going to silence the persons who are speaking the truth. That's why we're paying it, so they can live their lavish lives and our children can suffer and we can pay more for what they are doing.
And at the end of the day, your mother, your grandmother, and those cannot even collect what is due to them.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous, and payments, listen, it just has pissed me off when I hear things like this. And the question I have for you is, where's the VAT money going? Where's the taxation money going? Are they doing the same thing with our tax money?
That's going in their pockets too. That's going in their pockets too. Notice they wouldn't give no accounting of that. Yeah. Thanks for your call, man. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Yes, how you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. Yeah, I want to make a contribution. What do we need to do as Bahamians? We need to stop talking. We need to do like the Haitians have done. Get in the streets, get up off of our backsides, because these people, they are not checking for what we are saying. How long do Bahamian people can just talk and talk and talk? Because come on, man, you know, I am outraged, man. You know, we just need to deal with it. These guys ain't checking. When we can get the pictures, these guys did it. The Prime Minister didn't tell us. He told his people he's a part of them and they are a part of him. So, what more we need? When they was trying Jesus, they say, what more evidence we need? The man didn't blaspheme, although he was lying on him. What more do we need?
Yeah.
The man ain't talking to us no more. He's showing us he ain't none of us. So who you think he can look out for? He say he can look out for his people. We ain't his people, automatically we're not. Mr. Payne, it's time for us right now to come together, close Parliament down, close B Street down, don't even move.
Yeah.
Camp out there. You know? Like I say, you know, I'm going on 60 and, you know, I'm tired. I didn't vote for it too, over and over. And I ain't voted. Last time, I voted for the COI.
So tell me what you, because see, they think a lot of Bahamians are slow. Tell me what you see from what I showed today with NIB's document. Does it look like they cooking the books? Does it look like they robbing us?
Man, listen to me. All I see is nothing for us. Nothing for us. You know, we are so big and stupid that, you know, we don't have no sense. And that's the way it really look. I mean, you showing the Bahamian people, man. Bahamians, man, you all come on, man. Mr. Bain, I've been supporting you. I've been supporting you from the radio station, from the Bayana shoe store way before that. I've been supporting you. When you start with 2020, I said this before, I did just get off of my sick bed, couldn't walk for 2 months, Mr. Bain. I am tired and getting older now. Tell these people, man, get up off your backside and stop being scary, man. What's wrong with you all?
Yeah. Thanks for your call, man.
You're welcome, sir. I just wish you all the best. May the Lord cover you as you all go forward.
Thank you, man. 803-5995 is the number, 803-5995. NIB, my opinion based on everything I see here, NIB is a Ponzi scheme. NIB is a Ponzi scheme because now they want more money from your children to pay for what they stole from you. They rob you and they can make your children pay for it. Guess what? Do we care? Do we care? When my daddy was alive, they was telling them, oh, you see, Philip them spending this money, you're gonna spend this money, your children can pay for it. Now we paying the VAT. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. President.
How you doing, man?
Hey, President, there's information you real tonight. But it explains a lot of things to me, you know, why the PLP is there for them fight so hard to keep the Bahamian people inside to do what we find ourselves in, you know. So
yeah,
you know, because if these parties have this type of game playing on the Bahamian people, there's no wonder why they don't want a freedom of information act.
Yeah.
Right? You know, because no country could, no government could get away with this type of skullduggery on a people for all of these years if they had a freedom of information act.
Yeah.
You know? Because if the information, like how you revealing this information, critical information, we have no journalists what are interested in really doing the way what you're doing, right? This what I believe our media houses, if they were not contaminated with system, right? I believe this what they supposed to be doing, bringing to the Bahamian people. But I thank God for you and a lot of but continue to educate us, right? We got you, and we can be there with you. And we really got to do something, so we got to.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. 803-5995, 803-5995 is the number. And ladies and gentlemen, what I just showed you was a tip of the iceberg. Just a tip. There's more. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon. Lincoln.
Yes.
There's something that really has been confusing me for quite a while. All of the numbers that you have given this evening about the intake funds that they get, I do not understand. What do they use to test these income numbers? I tell you why. Most of the people that I speak with, the older people, and myself, have been paying national insurance from the first day that we were working. Most of us had top jobs. Now, we had a downfall in our health, and when they had to determine how much of our contributions we would get as old people, they were telling us they can't even find our contributions. I worked for government most of my life, and they couldn't find my contribution with the government. I worked with most of the top companies for some of my life, and they couldn't find the contributions for some of those top companies. The same thing with my wife. The same thing with my cousin. The same thing with most people that I speak with. So I am confused. How do they test these figures? They know how much money they bring in. They're quoting all of this. How do they know this money coming in if they can't find the contributions?
I have had so much people, at least when I put that thing out of it, at least 6 people send me messages to say how they tell them the same thing. Now that they're trying to retire, they need to get their payment. They're saying, oh, we can't find your contribution. Some of these people work for government, and they're saying we can't find your contribution. I've had people over and repeatedly.
Maybe you could straighten it. What do they use to test these figures? They put all of these figures.
As you can see at the beginning of this show, I showed you the numbers, and you can see them numbers ain't adding up. To me, they don't add up.
Wow.
All right? I don't believe any of these numbers because I don't trust the government. And when you got to the point where you stop saying what go in and what go out, and then all of a sudden the money started being funny and you started saying, even though he's making profit before that, all of a sudden you saying we got to pay up to 25% or over 25% in order for this thing to be maintained. But hold on, this thing was growing. It grew from 100 million to $1 billion. And then you saying, oh, we need 25% of your income. That's to maintain their lifestyle.
What I believe in is these people are just pulling these numbers out of their hat, man. They don't have nothing to test. The figures got out some kind of instruments to test the figures, make sure they're accurate. But what are these guys using?
We have no Freedom of Information Act, and Bahamians refuse to stand up for it, and they see that, and so they're going to continue to not give it to us, even though they promise it to us. Thank you for your call, man.
Okay, thanks.
Good afternoon. You're live. Okay, we lost your caller. And so, if we don't stand up and fight for it, like Penland said, you don't deserve to have it. Good afternoon. You're live. I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm great. I have a two-part question for you.
Go ahead.
Now that we have all of this information, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can we do from here? How can we not pay NIB? Is there a way we can legally decline paying NIB contributions?
Well, we can hit the streets and protest, and anything that the people protest for, they must be given. That's law. All right. If the people protested, the government must step down. They must step down. We see stuff like this in other countries. We watch the news and we'll see France say they changing the labor laws, and the people hit the streets. And then what they say, we gotta change our mind on the labor laws. You will see it all the time. You saw ministers do a lockdown with immediate effect. We went there and protest. What happened? Ministers say, okay, I gotta stop the lockdown. But Bahamians are afraid because no one is willing to risk their career, their mortgage, their children in school. They got bills to pay, their little job. People are not willing to risk that. And so because they're not willing to risk that, they stealing everything from you and your children anyway. And so one thing you can do is you can hit the streets and you can protest. The next thing you can do is you can remove the government. We're 2 years away from that. We actually believe that they're going to call an election next year. All right? And so we have to organize ourselves. The only thing that politicians in this country respond to is a political threat. They don't respond to protest. They ignore you. They respond to political threat. That's why whenever you see me go somewhere, they feel that it's going to draw attention of the people. The people are going to go with him because he's standing up. So they go there and try to fix it. That's because it's a political threat. They're not doing it because I'm a big, bad man with a loud mouth when I'm fighting. They do it because, hold on, people are resonating with what he's saying. So we need to go there and make it look like we're doing something. They only respond to political threats. So we have to organize ourselves politically. We have to come forward, come to the party, come to the organization. All the third parties need to come together. Other persons with the same mindset need to come together. How could we be talking about this? Someone else talking about it, but they don't want to work with us. You know, how could two people be talking the same thing, but they don't want to work together? They live on division, and that's what they have been doing. But when the people unite, and the people stand up, they must stand down. So that is the solution. It's a political solution. Finland them had to organize in order to remove the UBP and their policies. Ingram had to organize to remove Finland and their corruption that they was doing. Ingram ain't never hold no protests. He just will come in 2 years before election and say, listen, it ain't long now. We ain't protesting. We organize ourselves, we get rid of them. That was his strategy. But of course, we know there was more to his strategy. There was one. We got to organize ourselves, support the movement, come together wherever you can help with your time, your resources, whatever. Put aside everything and let's get to work. So, Mom, I am out here in the front line, standing up, waiting on you.
Thank you so much. We
All right.
appreciate you as always.
Thank you too. So next caller. Oh Lord, I lost you, caller, so you can call right back. Yeah, you go right back. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. I've shown you documentation. I don't talk unless I have documentation. Some of it, I'm not an accountant. I leave it to you and your eyes, and I leave it to the accountants to go through. But all I can see is nothing adding up. Good evening, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Bain.
Good evening.
I am so disappointed, disgusted in this treasonous government. We need to get them out from our natural resources was signed out from the people of this country. The people were supposed to take to the streets and don't go home until they rescind that and take it back, because it is our children, it is our money, it's our children's money. It don't belong to them, and they're acting like it's all theirs. It don't belong to them. It belongs to the Bahamian people of this country.
Yeah.
And we need to fight for it. We can't just sit down. Look at how you try call on your landline and call out somewhere. You can't get the person on the other end because they sold out BTC. They sold out the poles or whatever you call it, towers. That's what it's the name. You can't call nobody because the phones are messed up. It can't relate to the number, or it's not relatable. How that could be happening on a landline? You can't reach people. National insurance, I'm disgusted. Look at all the things they're doing for themselves and their family.
Yep.
To end. Our money, sweat and tears, our money we work hard for. And you hear that old woman? She was stressing how hard she working from. She started work, she was paying it. And her children. And some people can't get national insurance because they can't find them. They can't find the contributions that the people made. And it's their error, not the people error, because you're supposed to keep proper records. And now they teething them and putting it in things to benefit the government, to benefit the 39 MPs, the upper house and the lower house. It don't belong to them. It's all a money scheme. They invest in this and invest in that to get multi-million dollars back, $1 billion back. And the poor people suffering, starving and dying in this country. We have to fight. I don't know when the Bahamian people can get it. We have to fight. It ain't gonna come back just like that. Numbers is what counts. Mr. Bain, thank you for giving me a chance to say what I have to say tonight.
Thank you
am
too.
upset.
Thank you. Thank you. They raping and robbing us. All right. So they're going to increase NIB like how you boil a frog, and y'all are gonna be boiled alive if y'all don't stand up. I don't plan on getting boiled alive. We need to organize. Enough of the talk. It's time for us to organize. The Coalition of Independence needs you. We need this country. And we ask you to stand with us. Not for politics, man. We ain't even about politics. Couldn't care less with politics. But it's the only way in our system to get justice. We have to get in there, remove those evildoers. So we need you to support us. Not just financially, but with your time and your efforts. Come help us walk the streets. I'll be walking on Saturday. We're going to be in Abaco tomorrow. We're going to be in Abaco for our branches. If you want to become a part of our branch, come and be a part of our branch. All right. So we're going to be in North. We're going to have elections for our North and South Abaco branches on Wednesday, March 13th at 6:30 p.m. We're going to be at the community. We're going to have a community forum in Marsh Harbor Library. That's next to the fire station. So that's Marsh Harbor Library next to the fire station. All right. So you're going to have a voice and who represents you also. So we want you to have a voice in who represents you in Abaco. We don't just want to send someone and say vote for them. We want you to have a voice in that. All right. On Thursday, March 14th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m., we're going to be in Marsh Harbor at the North and the branch elections at Central Abaco Primary in Forest Drive, Dunderstown. All right. So that's Forest Drive, Dunderstown. So make sure you're there. Share this with your family and friends. And again, support the movement. And so we have a raffle that's going on. You can call our office number, 804-4264. Make sure you get your tickets or come to the office Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and get your tickets. If you're on the Family Island, you can call 804-4264. That's 804-4COI. Remember it good. 804-4COI. That's the office number. And you can get your raffle tickets. And we're going to make it so that tomorrow we're going to make it so that you can order your tickets right online. But you can, in the meantime, you can just call and you'll be able to pay online from wherever you are. Just use your card and pay. And I see 2 people scan the QR code that we have on the screen. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. That's the only way we're going to get this done. Everyone says, keep fighting, keep going, keep pushing. But all of this takes resources. The PLP and FNM raise resources from their system of corruption. The people who they give contracts to, etc. That's how they raise their money. And they also go out there and solicit funds. So we have to solicit funds in order to get this done. So I'm going to take another call. It's going to be my last call. Good afternoon. You're live. Yes.
Record Steve McKinney show. He's on now talking about the carbon credits and how it's 49%. statement can you show now?
I'm live. I can't record anything right now.
Okay, all right. Just someone that will say that.
Okay. When you say 49%, what are you talking about?
They talk about the carbon credits. For him, people only get 49% of this trillion deal.
Yeah. So, all right. Listen up. I like it, but listen up. Like I said, what I want persons to do is, whenever persons are giving out information, make sure that they're coming with documents. All right. Make sure they're coming with proof. I'm not interested in the hype. I'm interested in bring your facts to the table and let's do what we have to do and say what we have to say. I don't know about any deal that's 49% for the Bahamian people. I'm not interested in any deal other than we are going to get what belongs to us. All right. And I mean individually, not the government, because the government getting something has never benefited us. I'm not interested in money going to the government. I'm interested in money going to the people. That's the new Bahamas. The way Dubai, Qatar, Norway, Alaska, they make sure their people get a piece of the pie. 45% coming to us, the Bahamian people. All right. Brave has ended the sovereign wealth fund. We went out to protest, and I want you to know, if you see anyone out there talking for this, but they wasn't out there to the protest, open your eyes. If they're willing to talk, but they were not willing to sign up, open your eyes. I am tired of the talk. Let's go out there and do what we have to do. All right? Let's organize and remove this government. Anything that they take, any deal that they make that's an erroneous deal, we can squash. Any deal that's an erroneous deal, we can squash. So don't worry about that. One government can't hold a next sovereign government to anything. We can squash whatever they try to do, but we got to organize ourselves and make this happen. Yeah, they're going to steal till next year when the election happens, or 2 years when the election happens, but we have to organize a well-oiled machine to take the country back and do what we have to do. All right? Haiti is falling. We pray that they rise again. The people are going to start flooding to the Bahamas again. And the government is going to let them in. The gangsters are already here. We need strong leadership that's going to stand up and fight. That's all we need. Don't let them distract you. Fred Mitchell had a meeting with his trolls, some of them, and told them to just go in the groups and just start throwing mud. Just start saying, listen, every week they got a new rumor with me. I don't pay attention to them no more. Just start throwing mud so that they don't talk about the real issues anymore. We can't beat them on the issues. Just start throwing mud. Just start fighting everybody. Just start talking. Make them start fighting so they look bad. And that was his strategy. And so people stop talking about what we need to talk about. Don't let Fred Mitchell distract you. The one Bahamas we got. Thank you all for spending the last 2 hours and 20 minutes with me. I think it was worth it. The majority of people aren't gonna be able to sit down for 2 hours. Clip what you got to clip from this. Share it with your family and friends. Go and talk to them. Tell them about the numbers. Watch this again. Familiarize yourselves. It's not what I do and say that's going to make it work. Some people say, Nick, you need to go into the ghettos and you need to go in the park and talk to people. Go in the parking and make no one come in the park. And you can get 50 people in the park. You get 100 people in the park. That's a small amount of people. When you can get 10,000 people to watch on live, same affair. 5,000 people to watch on live, same affair. But it's not what we do, it's what you do that's going to make this happen. Talk to your friends and family. You have to go out there and evangelize. We're doing all the work we can. We're fighting for the people. We're not getting paid for this, but we're fighting for the people. Prepare for the backlash from government. The status quo does not want us out there in short order. Watch how they're going to start to attack. Watch them. Watch them. But stand strong because we are fighting for you. That's all they're afraid of. They spent $5.4 million in West Grandmama because they don't want me in the House of Assembly tabling what they know I have. Because that would be devastating. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to be in Abaco tomorrow. Only one country we got, man. I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to push and continue to press. For all of our supporters, remember, convention is on April 13th. For all of our supporters, we need you. We need all hands on deck. For all Bahamians who want to see this change, don't sit back in the shadows. It's lonely to sit in a building by yourself, out there saying the things everyone else is afraid to say, taking all the bullets, being ridiculed, being lied on, being laughed at. But if you join me, we're going to have the last laugh. We're going to party together with our sovereign wealth fund. We're going to have a Bahamas that all of us could believe in. That's what this fight is about. This fight ain't about me. This fight about us. This fight is about your country is almost gone from underneath you. It's almost gone. What you could do? Everywhere you go, you hear a foreign accent. They pushing us to the middle of the island. And then they pushing us out of the country. Going to Canada. People think Canada easy is more expensive. Canada ain't better than here. Yeah, you getting paid more, but when you do the maths on the taxes and everything else, it's harder there. And the minute something happen, they send you back here. And you're right back at zero. Why don't just let's fight for this? Join me on this fight. This is all I'm fighting for. I love you. That's why I'm willing to sacrifice my income, my business, my life, my livelihood, my body, my safety, my security for you. I got my own children. I got my own issues. I chose to fight for you. Let's fight for this. See you next time.